You finished reading the chapter on persuasion. And I thought it was important that I include this chapter in the book for a lot of reasons. But when you think about engaging other people and intentionally engaging other people to take action, if you think for a minute, why would we even focus on that? It's because it happens to us in our lives, all of our lives. We are surrounded in our personal lives by companies trying to persuade us so that we engage and take action. And I give the example of Aristotle. It all began with him, the Greek philosopher, that he focused on persuasive speaking when influencing the thought and the conduct of an audience 2,500 years ago. And it's very much alive today, which is really important. And he talks about logos, ethos, and pathos. So if you don't know what that is, do not worry about it because you've been subjected to it. And I thought it was important to let you know that you've been subjected to this. And it's the way that people speak. It's the way that advertisers approach us. And I talked about George Foreman and his grill. He's a boxer, but they bring him in for his credibility. And he's a very wealthy man for his George Foreman grills. We all know that. Probably a lot of you have them. We talk about Apple, who took a bet on a very expensive phone, why we should all have them. And the rest of that is history. Everyone knows Sarah McLachlan's song, The Heart of an Angel. I believe that's the name of the song. With that long infomercial with all those pets, that it's just so sad and it evokes emotion from us. And we're all very emotional. In fact, when it comes on, personally, I have to turn it off because it just makes me so sad. Well, mission accomplished by the people that designed that very persuasive ad because they want to engage. They want us to give money. George Foreman wants you to buy his grills. Apple wants you to buy their expensive phones. So if you think that persuasion is not important with intentional engagement, you're wrong. When we talk about Aristotle, he gives a very interesting example about why we should look at balance when we are trying to persuade someone, which, by the way, this is even used in the speechwriters for politicians. So don't think that this is just reserved for ads. It's actually the way that it's actually taught for public relations, if, for example. But when you think about a three-legged stool, that's all about balance. You can't have one of the legs removed and it being balanced, and also it's unsafe. So when we're looking at the concepts of this three-legged stool, it actually mimics the methods that Aristotle created 2,500 years ago. Another thing too to keep in mind, if you have heard of TED Talks, if you've been in a TED Talk, if you watch TED Talks, they're all based on this methodology. So if you've not heard of it, it's okay. But I want you to pay attention to the balance of it because advertisers come at us. Our own family tries to persuade us in their own different ways. That's how we were raised. So again, why is this chapter important and why did I bring it up? Because it gives new information and background about how others try to engage us all of our lives. And now we have the same knowledge and understanding of that knowledge to be effective in persuading others as we intentionally try to engage them. So I hope you enjoy the chapter.